Hello everybody, this is Sybil. Welcome to my channel. I'm popping in today to share with you some decorated bags that I've made over the last about a week and a half or so. I shared one of them on Instagram, and when I shared it at that time I had made 3 of these decorated bags, and since then I made a few more. So I have 5 to share with you today, but before I share them I did want to go over some of the products that I've used real quickly. So first and foremost, I've used glassine bags to decorate, and these are like the bags you get when you go to a bakery and they put a donut in there or some cookies in there. It's a pretty strong wax bag. So this one, and they come in all different sizes. This one's about 7.5, almost 8 actually, by 5.5. But like I said, they come in all different sizes. And then the other main items that I've used are images from Minte papers that I had purchased many years ago, and I fussy cut the images apart. So this is the Farm Life, and you see here, it's the back of this paper here. It says bonus sheet on the back of the cover. And you see all these cute little images. You can fussy cut those apart, and that's what I did. So I had purchased a iris container, like a carrier iris, and this is an iris container for those of you that don't know. And the carrier that I had holds 16 of these, and they were all filled with images that I had fussy cut from the different Minte release papers and the Minte release lines. And so now, after creating all of these decorated gift bags as well as embellishment clusters like this, I am down to 4 containers. So that's really, really good. I'm thrilled to be using what I have. And so I'm just going to share this with you really quick. So in this one, I just have a bunch of the floral clusters. I did keep the lines, the releases separate. So each one I had the label from the paper, what it was. So like if I had the Farm Life and fussy cut those images, I would put the label in there so I knew which Minte release. But now that I'm down to just a few bits and bobs, I have put most of the floral elements in here. So there's that. And then this one I just wanted to share with you real quick. So I mean, like, I fussy cut all of these images, even the white, out of, I use like an X-Acto knife and the little birdies and all of that. And so they come, like I said, on a big sheet, and I cut the sheet, the images apart like that, and then go to town fussy cutting. And it's a good thing that I love to fussy cut. I really do. It's very relaxing to me. So I'll just share with you one more. And then I also took some of the butterflies, and you'll see these, you'll see butterflies, I think, on most of the decorated bags where I've layered them. I've put diamond stickles on them and some gems in the center. So I've just had so much fun. Okay, and on these bags, I think on all but 3, on a couple of the bags, okay, I used this paper from Minte, and I used a Tim Holtz tool, and I roughed up the edges, and then I inked all the edges with Vintage Photo. And I did that to some of the images that I fussy cut. I also used gems from Honeybee, and I popped up a lot of the images with foam dots as well as foam tape. And I used lace on several of my bags, and I don't have a lot of lace left in my stash because I just got out of using lace and flowers, and I actually, bought some lace on Etsy the other day. I think it was Etsy. So I can make some more bags because I would love to do this for the holidays, make some gift bags. And I also am going through the little bit of trim that I have left. So these are some of the trims that I have left after, using them on my bags. I used diamond dust on my flowers on one of the bags. I used Wink of Stella shimmer pen, and I used the Nouveau crystal glaze, and you'll see that specifically on one main bag. I made a birthday bag. And then I also used, of course, my favorite diamond stickles. And then I did use the little seed beads here from Martha Stewart on some of the flower centers. So I'll start with the first bag with the bag that I shared on Instagram. So this is the bag, and I don't know if my camera will pick up everything, but so you can see that beautiful lace here. So here's the bag. I did put a doily, I think, on every bag with my handmade label that Susan Lafferty made for me. And then I put an image that went with that paper line there. So I here's that paper back in the back there. And you can see the pearl trim on the sides. And then all the elements that I fussy cut, the balloon here and this. And these elements I did not pop up except for the bird here and then this image here. And then the center there, I hope my camera will pick that up. And here, those are little gems that were on a necklace that I had for years. And so I decided I wasn't going to use that necklace anymore. It was old and all of that. So I just took those pieces apart and saved them. And they came in handy because it makes a beautiful center on her dress there. And it says wonderful here. I've got a doily back here as well. And then I used that vintage photo on some of the images. And there's the diamond dust. I hope you can see that on that flower cluster. And I put a little pearl center there, little gem and pearl. And it's really, really pretty. So yeah, I love how this turned out. And so this will be wonderful to add some gifts in there and send it on its merry way, because the bag itself is a gift. And then you add some little gifts in there. So there's the first one. Now that's the one that I shared on Instagram. And this one is the first one that I made. So I fussy cut again all of the images. I guess I don't need to keep saying that. And there you see the crystal glaze from Nouveau. I put that on several of these images. I used the diamond stickles and just made a more simplified little gift bag to celebrate a special occasion such as a birthday. Because I've got the birthday hats here and a birthday present and the little banner. And I think, yep, I pretty much popped up everything but these little hats here. And on the back, I've got the wreath. There's the doily back there, and it says, "With love on your birthday," and then handmade by Sybil B. So there's that one. And this one was the last one that I made, and I just love it. It's so cute. So again, these are all Mente images and Mente paper lines. So there's the flower cluster here that I popped up, some beautiful lace. And instead of a doily, I used some Mente paper and put this wreath that I had fussy cut on top of it. This is not from Mente. That is a chipboard butterfly from my stash that I thought went perfect. I added some little sparkly, not gems, sequins here, and a little pearl center on the bow. And it says, "To think of you is to smile." This would be perfect to give during spring. I've got the bird and the little bird's nest. And then all the centers there have diamond stickles. Again, I'm just not sure what will show up or not on my camera. But so there's that one. I've got two more. So here's one, more of like an industrial kind of feel to this one. I really like this one. It's different. I just used a doily back there and then layered some of the Mente papers and then the images. Some of them are popped up and some of them aren't. And then all these little flowers that I had cut, I put some little gem centers. Really pretty, and I don't know if it will pick up or not, but these are the little beaded centers there of the flowers. So there's that one. And then my last one is this one. I sure hope I got them all on camera. So I've used that gold trim on the side, and I used a different lace, more of an ivory lace instead of a white lace down here on the bottom, and used that same paper that I inked the edges, and you see some gems in the flowers, the Wink of Stella. It's just so, so pretty. I love how this one turned out. And it's got that dress form, lots of flowers, and these are all images from that specific paper line from Mente. And there's the back of that. I don't know if I showed the back of that. That's got the typewriter. And did I show that one? This got the bunny that Susan gave me with my Handmade with Love. Isn't that sweet? So those are my decorated glassine bags. I do plan on making some more, especially for autumn and Christmas. And this one will go out with some little birthday goodies in there pretty soon to one of my friends that's having a birthday. But I think they're a lovely thing to do, very fun. I enjoy all the fussy cutting. I enjoy all the layering and, you know, just adding the different elements to each one. Let me know which one you like the best and what you think of this idea. All right, thanks and have a blessed day. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed what I've created, I would love for you to give my video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Bye.